Hey everybody, it's me, it's Thor. I hope you're doing great. Welcome back. If you're brand new, it's great to meet you. I appreciate you stopping by. I want to begin the conversation about triads today. A lot of people have asked me to talk about it, and I'm going to do my best. I've been a little reluctant to because there's a lot of wonderful videos out there already by people who are far smarter and more eloquent than I am about the subject. And it's something that I've learned about pretty organically, which is often hard to do. You know, it's like when you think about how to explain walking to someone, all the mechanics of walking. That's hard. Uh, but I'm gonna do my best. You know, I tend to see triads as a lighthouse, a lighthouse on a dark shoreline. You know what I mean? Just telling me where I can go. I see them as guideposts, you know, marks on a trail. So I'm making sure I'm going in the right way. That doesn't necessarily mean I will play the triad, but by knowing it's there, I can then reassess what I'm doing. But they can be a wonderful melodic function. If you don't know what a triad is, uh, a quick explanation, you know, it's basically stacked thirds. So in a major key, say the key of G, you have G, and then we go to the third note of that key, B, then we go to the fifth note, D. When you play them together, you've got a G major triad. You can then invert them and reorder the notes. So then instead of G, B, E, 1, 3, 5, we can go 3, 5, 1. So B, D, G. And then once again, 5, 1, 3. So we have D, G, B. So that's a basic explanation of what a triad is. Same applies for minor, right? So if we make it G minor, then we have G, B flat, D. And then we have B flat, D, G. And then we have D, G, B flat. We're going to keep it major for right now. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I'm going to do my best to make this as informative as possible. My apologies if it's not. Again, this is a strange thing for me to explain my view on, but I'm going to do my best. And I've got like a quick and dirty little exercise you can do with it. We're going to choose three chords, and it's going to be G, C, and D. A 1-4-5 chord progression in the key of G major. And we're just going to use triads. And we're going to honestly just stick to the low three strings. And it's going to be really simple. Okay? Like, frustratingly simple. But what's cool about this is that it shows you, it's another way to sort of like get into the idea of voice leading. Because again, triads on their own are just triads, right? It's like an onion on its own is just an onion, but when you cut it up and you put it in a pan with oil and or butter, you get the smell of angels singing, and it fits in a lot of different foods. You know, it turns into this thing. So a triad on their own is just a triad, but when we make a progression and we use triads, you could start to see their melodic capabilities. All right, so if we just, again, G, C, D, and G. Those are the three chords we're going to be playing. It's going to be more of a progression than that. So it's going to be G, C, back to G, and then we're going to go to D. So to show you what I'm doing for triads there, G, B, D. Then for C, G, C, E. Back to G. And then for D, F sharp, A, and D. So these are just all inverted triads, right? So here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, C. Back to G. Here comes the D. Back to G. All right, so now let's do it with the next set of inversions. All right, so we have B, D, and G. That's our G chord. Our C chord is going to be C, E, and G. And our D chord is going to be A, D, and F sharp. Okay, so it's all the same shapes we've been using for everything else. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. C, G, D, G. Okay, so now let's take a look at mixing those two together. So now we can go. So if you keep doing that up the neck, you start seeing the relationship between these chords and how close things are to each other. And again, guideposts. So if I take that same chord progression now and keep it on those 3 strings, and I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. I'm going to play other notes that aren't in the triad probably, but not much. But I'm going to try to create some melody with it. But just using these as guideposts. Once again, just guideposts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see, although I didn't play for every G, I'm using these positionings and these notes as the guide to get me what I need to say over that chord. Does this make sense? I'm going to stop it here for right now. We're going to continue this conversation a little further down the line. But I just wanted to get this baseline going. Think of triads as guideposts. Identify them. Know how to build them. Know how to identify them. A great way to practice triads, aside from what we just did, is to learn a tune, right? Let's say you know this song. Instead of playing these big chords, break it down into triads. Learn it in one way with those triads. Then invert all those triads to a different position. In time, you'll be able to tie them together without thinking about it, I'm sorry if this is vague. My apologies to you. I'm not trying to patronize you. I'm not trying to seem, a little, I'm not trying to be hippy dippy about all this, but music is this miraculous thing, and certain things kind of show you how to use them. I feel like triads are sort of like that. Once you kind of start going down the road and start incorporating them in a way that makes sense to you, it kind of just becomes exponential what you see. And that's amazing, right? So, again, I hope this was helpful. Big thank you to everyone who has joined the members section. That's a really fantastic way of helping me out and supporting this channel to keep it going, as well as those who've checked out my music on Bandcamp and transcriptions I have available on my website. So thank you very much for all that. It really does mean a lot, and I appreciate it. Until next time, I hope you're well, and I'll talk to you soon.